Hi everybody, Trevor here with Valley Vital Medicine, and I just wanted to talk to you today about an option for those of you who are struggling with stuffy noses, sinus infections, all of that kind of stuff. I've talked before about ozone, what it is, and some of the uses of it. We've talked about injecting it into places for pain. If you're interested in that, please go back and check out my other videos. Today though, I want to talk about sinus infections. So sinus infections in general start out to be viral. So those viral sinus infections will last anywhere from around 7 to 10 days or so. And so beyond that, if we are continuing to have symptoms, generally how it goes is like this. Those first 7 to 10 days have some tenderness, some congestion, pressure, a little bit of a headache, just generally don't feel very good. However, over that period of time, we either start feeling a little bit better or just kind of staying about the same. So once we get to that 7 to 10 day time period, things can either get better or sometimes they take a dive and get a lot worse. And so if you're doing okay hanging out during that 7 to 10 day time frame and all of a sudden you feel like you get run over by a truck, right? You got headache, you got congestion, you got tons of pain, you got dental pain, then we might start thinking about, did this develop into a bacterial sinus infection? And so many of you will be saying, yeah, that's when I go to the walk-in and I get my antibiotics. And so that does have a tendency to work for a lot of people. However, antibiotics do have a lot of negative effects as well. So to try to avoid antibiotics is the best idea. So I want to give you another option as far as things that you can do to try to help prevent use of your antibiotics and treating your sinus infection. So getting back to ozone. One of the super cool things about ozone is the fact that because it's pure oxygen, in fact O3, so it wants to give off that extra oxygen molecule as soon as it touches your body. What that does to bacteria and viruses is it actually kills them, and it kills them immediately. The reason that it kills them is that their membranes, the outer part of them, is not built to be able to take oxygen. And so it is a great disinfectant that way. So how would we use this for a sinus infection? Well, actually what I do is I would draw up some ozone in a syringe like this. And so it's just a gas. So obviously this is not ozone, it's just room air. But I have a generator that I would put ozone gas in it. And then what I do is I use an IV catheter. Now this is just the soft part of the IV catheter, the part that would be left in your arm if we started an IV on you. And then what we do is we take and we insert this into the nose and have you take a few deep breaths, hold it. As you're holding your breath, we go ahead and inject the ozone into your nostril. And we do that on both sides. What that does is it goes in there, helps to oxygenate that area, helps to kill off the bacteria and the viruses that are causing you problems, and helps to open up the airways. Oftentimes, this can help to alleviate a sinus infection to the point where we don't need antibiotics. Personal story, I did this with my wife about a month or so ago. She was at a point where we thought, this is about getting to the point where we need to use some antibiotics. Said, hey, let's try this. And we did exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, we did I think we did four or six injections. So what we did is we did twice a day for 2 or 3 days. And because she had a pretty good sinus infection at that point. And actually after the first injection, she started noticing some improvement. And by the time we were done in 3 or 4 days, her sinus infection was gone and she was feeling a ton better, and we totally avoided using antibiotics. So if you think that this is something that you would want to try, or something that you think somebody you know is really struggling with the sinus infection, please share this with them. I would love to be able to provide this service for you. and it only takes a few minutes. So if you're interested in this, please just shoot me an email. It's going to be the easiest way to get in with me for a acute visit for evaluation and treatment of a sinus infection with ozone. So feel free to email me at trevor@valleyvitalmedicine.com. Again, trevor@valleyvitalmedicine.com, and I will get back to you shortly. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.